Sometimes, not often, but sometimes I remember the first time I saw a watch. 2 years ago when this watch was announced, I remember that. Reading that this was an actual super compressor watch and knowing that Christopher Ward makes relatively affordable watches, on paper it seemed like quite a combo. But to be honest, I was both excited and kinda skeptical, which seems to be my default mode. Basically, well yeah, it'd be cool if, but that's an unlikely if. I was excited because I thought the watch, or the renderings, looked amazing, and I loved the idea of a modern super compressor dive watch. I was skeptical because it couldn't look that nice, and there's probably a good reason that the super compressor case has gone the way of the keytar. But like the keytar, this type of dive watch has a lot of charm that's associated with a certain era. So what is a super compressor? What's being compressed, and is it really super? This case design was patented in the 1950s by the company Irvin Piqueres S.A. It's often just shortened to ESPA. The concept was clever. The deeper you go underwater, the greater the pressure on the watch. Pressure is a dive watch's worst enemy. What this design presupposes is, maybe it isn't? A super compressor case like the one used on this C65 Super Compressor uses that depth compression to actually tighten the seal of the watch. The greater the external pressure on the watch, the more the watch tightens down on a circular spring near the case back. It's the same principle that applies to me clenching my muscles when social pressure is applied. I think. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. This Christopher Ward C65 Super Compressor is the first true super compressor watch in over 50 years. The reason? Watch designs have since improved enough that you can now keep a watch dry at 300 meters simply by making strong enough cases and seals. But this watch isn't about dive functionality. I mean, it's a mechanical watch. It's not about functionality at all. Don't email me. The C65 Super Compressor is 41mm across, 13mm thick, and 47mm long. It weighs about 97 grams on the strap and has 22mm lug widths, which I think is very much in line with the vintage-style cushion-shaped case. And it wears nicely on my 7-inch wrist. It has a water resistance rating of 150 meters, which again, maybe suggests why super compressors were superseded. But 150 meters is fine, it's great. If you need more, I suggest either you get a dive computer or you stop fooling yourself, or both. On this strap, or the Tropic style rubber, the watch costs $1,150. For $1,295 you can get this on a bracelet. Inside the watch is a Sellita SW200 with a branded rotor weight. It's a good movement and, in my opinion, is unassailable at this price. And of course, I really like that you can see it through the caseback. I'm firmly on team display caseback. I want to see how watches work. If I didn't care about the mechanics, I'd be wearing quartz watches exclusively. Show me the gears. But the star of the show is the dial. CW refers to this sunray blue dial color as ocean blue, and it's nice. It turns out that this watch does live up to the renderings. The orange, blue, and large white rotating inner bezel is just a lovely combo to my eyes. Really, when I took this watch out of the box, I was kind of stunned. And the case design is nearly as impressive as the dial to me. CW has been doing a lot of really interesting work with cases, and a lot of bevels, steps, contrasts, and again at a relatively affordable price. And something else I find interesting about this watch is its inception. The super compressor was a suggestion by a customer, and that's something the brand is proud of, that relationship. I recently sat down with the brand's head of product, Jörg, and CEO Mike France, and I asked them about this customer feedback loop.
Yeah, and we're particularly blessed with the CW forum that started almost accidentally back in 2005, but stroke 6. Now got tens of thousands of members, and the moderators who do it all for free are constantly in touch with us. We make presentations to them, they feedback, they take information from their membership base. We have regular meetings, so and by the way, we read all the posts, and it's always the criticism. It can hurt, but it's always the most powerful stuff to read. It's great to hear nice things about you, but actually, it's the stuff that people say that isn't so good. That's what we really want to know about.
And while I had them cornered, I also asked them about what we might expect from Christopher Ward in the near future.
What we can tell you that we're working on a big thing for November. We cannot actually release or give you any details on it, but I think it's going to be great, and it's going to be a bit of shake-up because it's something which is not there at the moment.
Anywhere.
And we're really, we're working with Swiss suppliers together. We're really, the top-notch brands are also working together, where you get a hand finish and you're like all these little details and this craftsmanship we also enjoy so much. You find in our watches, really at the highest quality level, and I think this is something which is really special. And also, as Mike already touched on it before, which is done all by ourselves in the atelier by us. Something we developed over the last 2-3 years. So it's really movement development behind and knowledge. So we're really excited to see that. Hopefully it works out.
It'll surprise some people.
I'm not a watch journalist, clearly, and I'm not an industry insider, so I don't know if most brands behave like this. But I do know and appreciate that the brand listens to its customers, and this watch is an interesting case in point, and not just because it was a customer suggestion. This watch also demonstrates that the brand messes up and it fixes things when people tell them about it. You see the words Super Compressor in orange? They're not centered on the dial, they're off to the left just a bit. Well, Christopher Ward got an earful about this small design from their picky, enthusiastic customers, and they fixed it. This review unit is an older model and the new ones don't have this imperfection. Honestly, it doesn't bother me, but I guess I get it. I've come to accept the fact that this is how you people are. Yeah, you people. Since I've had this watch in for review, several people have asked me about its quality, and I have a confession. I don't know how to judge that. I can't do a longitudinal analysis and see how it holds up over years of use, and I can't even take it to 150 meters of ocean depth. All I can do is play with the crowns, shake it a bit, and visually inspect it. And by those measures, it's very good. Text alignment aside. Literally aside. This seems like it's as good as any entry-level piece from some brand like TAG Heuer or Breitling, but again, that's only based on 1 week of use. Super Compressor? More like Super Impressor. Sorry. But really, this watch seems to match what I first saw on a website in 2020. My excited skepticism, that enthusiasm mixed with doubt. From what I'm seeing here, all that's left is enthusiasm.